Shalom, it's your boy DBD back again with another edition. If you're new, please like and subscribe. This will really help me and help the channel out. So guys, I'm starting my Patreon any day from now. I'm going to upload like 100 videos for the first month, where I'm going to be breaking down semen retention from day 1 all the way to day 90, what happens to your body each and every day, and what you need to do in order for you to optimize the full potential of your body. Also, I'll be able to then do video calls, FaceTime calls, audio calls, whatever is beneficial to you, and you can talk to me. We can see if you have any queries, consultation, all of that we can do on the Patreon. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think about it.
Men have accomplished unbelievable things when they've denied themselves whoopee. The pointy pyramids of Egypt, the Duomo, which I now know is a thing.
Alright guys, first we need to analyze. Homer said that men have accomplished supernatural things once they start to retain their seed. Similar to Nikola Tesla, he's one of the most pioneering adventures when it comes to energy efficient technology, which has been kept from us by the government. Now, we need to understand that if you want to harness your will and harness your solar energy, which is your grace, your essence, and all of that, you need to retain, because what it does to you, it unlocks unlimited potential for you to accomplish your destiny. So we're going to break this thing down now. All right, guys, we're going to break this down. I'm going to tell you why the elites, the government doesn't want you to retain your seed. Cool. So now we need to understand that the shows, The Simpsons was created by one of the most intelligent Freemasons you'll ever see when it comes to predictive programming and putting things right in our faces, which then manifests later on in our life, right? So now you need to understand, we're going to be reading from Proverbs 4:23, and this is very important because I'm going to break it down. So it says, more than you guard anything, safeguard your heart, for from it are the sources of life. So the Most High says that through our hearts is the source of our life. I'm going to break this down to the T, so stay with me. I'm going to play a quick clip and then we'll be back.
What I'm taking from you now, your essence, your grace, is the last piece.
Showed you is Castiel. His grace was taken from his essence. Now, we need to understand what I just showed you happens to every single one of us when we ejaculate. When we ejaculate and our semen is excreted from our body, the same essence is transferred into the woman, which becomes the child, because of a child that has to have a soul. And our soul, the soul is transferred from you because you have the life force into the woman, and then it manifests and creates a seed. But whenever we ejaculate and we waste the seed, this life force, we deplete our energy and we diminish ourselves. Now, what's the consequence of that is what I'm going to break down. All right, so guys, this here is the torus field. So you can check it out. Type in torus field, you will see. This is why I read the verse in Proverbs 4, where the Most High says that we need to guard our heart above all things. You see, in this life, everyone talks about law of attraction, law of detachment, manifestation, where everyone wants to be able to manifest and create a life that they want to create, and they want to become the alchemist, where they can now be able to decree a thing and then manifest it. So they say they want to become a millionaire, and then they want to work towards it. A lot of people want to have that ability to say, I'm going to do this, and then execute it. But a lot of people don't understand is that the only way for you to be able to manifest it and the thing actually attracts towards you, you need to be magnetically charged. Now, our heart beats. This is why I told you already, in German, they call it Hertz. Is another word for gigahertz, where our heart emits a frequency, which is an electromagnetic field. And when you're in a state of low vibration, you attract problem. Basically, bad things start happening to you. Things don't go your way. But when you start to vibrate a higher frequency, where you are now emitting love, peace, prosperity, and you're vibrating, this is where you get the terminology of good vibes only, where people saying only want good vibes. But you cannot only think about it, you need to actually live it, where you are actually resonating at that type of frequency. Now, the government, the elites know this, and this is why they want to make the man the most depressed person on this plane. And this is why the suicide rates are sky rocketing because of more men are depressed than ever. But why are men depressed? Why are men operating at a low frequency? And this low frequency doesn't allow us to manifest the things that we want in this reality, which I'm going to show you. So it says this: depression or other distress. The scientists now view depression as a condition of low energy, little motivation. Recent research confirmed that the goal-getting neurochemical dopamine is the main player. In fact, it says that the impaired restored dopamine signals may be behind many symptoms. Improvements reported by the recovering users again. So it's clearly saying that one of the main reasons why a lot of people are depressed is because the dopamine levels are very low. And what happens when you watch pornography is that synthetic dopamine is released to our brain, similar to the similar effect that we have when we take energy drinks, where we get this doge of glucose. But then what happens after? It crashes. And when that crash happens, we feel very depressed because it's not organic dopamine. Now I'm going to show you another one. Alright, so guys, you need to understand the reason why I showed you the video of Castiel's energy's essence being depleted is that whenever we as individuals ejaculate, that essence has to be rejuvenated. And the way we rejuvenate that essence is through nutrition, sleep, or through drinking water. Then our body will now siphon minerals and all of that in order for our eternal soul to be rejuvenated, to be replenished, because of we've now discharged that in hopes of reproducing another you. Now, we need to understand, when we ejaculate, what happens to us is that we begin to now crave other source of energy because our natural energy has been depleted. And this is why people indulge into gluttony. And what happens is that we are now the most laziest individuals because we're living in a fast food generation. So we eat processed food, snacks, McDonald's, all of this. And what happens is that our serotonin levels they're imbalanced. And serotonin is produced in the gut. 95% of serotonin is produced in the stomach. And by us eating processed food after we ejaculate, there is not one individual who constantly ejaculates on a regular basis who doesn't crave food like a madman. The reason why he craves food like a madman is because he has depleted his natural energy and is now looking for external energy for him to be feeling normal again. And in that process, we overindulge, and this creates an imbalance in our serotonin levels. And when our serotonin levels are imbalanced, because serotonin is the mood stabilizer, which stabilizes our moods, we become depressed. So not only through dopamine do we become depressed, through lack of dopamine, because our dopamine levels are imbalanced, also our serotonin levels are imbalanced. And the elites know this. And this is why they push sex to the man so much that both his dopamine levels are imbalanced and the serotonin levels are imbalanced, so that he will never be able to tap into this, which is his Taurus field. So his whole electromagnetic field is imbalanced. And because of this, he will never be able to manifest the destiny that he really wants. And this is their main objective in this game, is to disable and neutralize the male from able to reach his full potential. Because when the male becomes weak, he will never be able to become a true version of himself, because he needs the eternal fuel. It's as above, it's what's it called, as above, so below. You need to do esoteric, exoteric. You need to be able to heal from within in order for the outer experience to be to be shaped. This is why if there is no enemy within, the enemy without can't do you no harm. But we are damaging ourselves eternally, and this is why our outside world reflects what's going on eternally. And they know this, and they're playing chess with us. And every single one of us, including myself back in the days before I knew this, have been getting played by depleting ourselves from our natural energy and wasting our natural energy. So now we don't even have any energy, no motivation, nothing in order for us to achieve the destiny that we truly desire. But this is your boy DBD checking out. Shalom.